So I want to speak with you this morning concerning the church, the pastor, and the congregation. The church, the pastor, and the congregation. Webster says that a pastor is a clergyman. That's right. But here, beloved, we want to enlarge on the word pastor. Not only is he a clergyman, but a feeder of the flock. One who has been ordered of God to care for the churches, to look after and to help the weak ones to come to that spiritual understanding of God. Let the weak say that I'm strong. Therefore, the pastor must be a man who is rooted and grounded in Christ. He must be kept in constant prayer and also be a doer of the word of the people whom God has given him to lead. All right, now, I just want you to turn your Bibles to 1 Timothy, 3rd chapter. 1 Timothy, 3rd chapter. First Timothy, 3rd chapter. Everyone have it?
Amen.
All right. 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desires the office of a bishop, he desires a good work.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing wrong with a man who wants to do a good work. He desires good work. He desires the office of a bishop. In verse 2, a bishop then must be blameless.
Amen.
The husband of one wife.
What you say?
Vigilant.
Yes.
Sober, of
Yes.
good behavior.
Yes, sir.
Given to hospitality, apt to teach. Not given to wine, nor striker. Not greedy of filthy lucre, but patience. Not abroad, not covetous. One that ruleth well his own house. Haveth his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
Yes, sir.
If a man doesn't understand the politics of his own home, how in the world can he rule God?
Yes, how?
In verse 6, not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, beloved, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil.
Amen.
If, beloved, raised to such a post, would be apt to be inflated with pride. So because of pride, beloved, he must fall under the condemnation which the devil brought unto himself by that sin. Snare, beloved, is the trap that the devil is constantly after you and I. We have read in the newspaper, beloved, we have heard from others and have watched on TV, beloved, from others who have fallen. Satan, beloved, has destroyed a minister's reputation. He spoils its usefulness and he enters the church. We have looked now at the qualifications of a pastor. Let us notice who does the calling and who appoints. In John the 15th chapter, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit. That's the responsibility of you and I. God says that he has chosen you and I to bring forth fruit. In other words, to feed those, beloved, that we have no understanding of what they are doing and what they're all about. Word says, Lord, I'll go. Yes. Somebody needs to say, Lord, I'll go.
Lord, I'll go. Yes.
Lord, I'll go.
Yes.
In Matthew, the 28th chapter, verse 16, then the disciples, then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into a mountain where Jesus appointed them.
Amen.
To carry the gospel. Jesus appointed them to carry the gospel. He appoints the pastor, not his wife, not his husband, but he has appointed them, beloved, to be the overseers.
Amen.
God, beloved, has looked upon them, taken care of all of them. He's been good to them, Lord. The pastor is also a watchman. He's a watchman. Hebrews 13 and 17 says our armed forces, with the Navy and the Air Force, with all three modern advanced technology. Radar is one, beloved, that scans our airways while we sleep. It is our watchman. If any sign of danger appears, the watchman will give an alarm, and the military men will exercise themselves to defend their country. That's what our army is all about, to defend this country. And the pastor, beloved, is a watchman in the house of God. He watches the enemy who attacks also the members who might become a little weak and weary. Acts, beloved, 20th chapter. Turn there. Acts, the 20th chapter. Verse 28. Keep watch over yourselves and to all the flock of which the Holy Spirit has made you overseers. Be servant of the church of God, which he bought with his own blood. I know that after I leave, Paul the same, savage wolves will come into you and not spare the flock. Even from your own number men will arise and distort the truth in order to draw away the disciples after them. So be of your good care. Remember that for 3 years I never stopped warning each of you, night and day. You see, beloved, these men, they look like lambs, but they were just like wolves. They were the ones, beloved, who would take away from those who had. And Paul is talking right now about the enemy. And he says here in Matthew, the 7th chapter, verse 15, he says, beware of prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, inwardly they're ravening wolves. The enemy may attack from the outside, but such an attack is not as dangerous, beloved, as an offensive launch from within the church. You see, the grievous wolves, beloved, sometimes are the backslidden preachers and religious leaders who love rank and dignity among men. They are in the churches today and are causing people to turn away from the truth. Judas, one of the disciples, you see, the disciples, they never knew that Judas was one of them. You see, beloved, but Christ knew that he was the devil.
Yes, he did.
The pastor, he must watch now for the enemy within and without. God has given him spirit of discernment. He must protect his little flock, beloved, to point of giving his own life for his sheep. Isaiah, the 58th chapter, verse 1, cry loud.
Yeah.
Spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sin. The liberal today talks about much from the side of his mouth.
Amen.
The liberals today, they are awful people. They are modernists. They are those that are legalistic. They are sissies. That's what they are. They go about and they preach, in a sense, words that we don't know about the Lord Jesus Christ. They talk about bingo and cabarets and Atlantic cities and all of those things. The Bible tells us about love. It tells us about love. It tells us about the good things of the Lord Jesus Christ. You see, beloved, we are to love one another. And loving one another is something, beloved, that we all should share with. Many of us, Lord, we don't care anything about others. You know, and it's a sad thing for so many of our people that come to church. And yet when they leave church, they go to someone else's home, and they pick up the phone, and they begin to talk about people. And that's the worst thing that any of us can do. You see, Christ don't want us to go about talking about other people. It's the wrong thing, beloved, that any of us should do. We need a feel-good gospel that we can hear and understand, and God's wrath, beloved, will pronounce judgment on sin.
Amen.
The pastor, he must preach willingly. He must preach willingly. 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter, verse 17. He says, for if I do this willingly, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. The reward, beloved, is to the pastor who is willing to preach. The pastor must enjoy his preaching and be glad of the opportunity to feed the flock. It's absolutely now necessary that the pastor preach. 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter, verse 16. But though I preach, Paul is saying, the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. For necessity is laid upon me, yea, woe unto me, Paul says, I preach not the gospel. Unto me if I preach nothing else. This is a woe, beloved, that is pronounced upon those who are called and will not answer the call to preach. Woe unto you, Paul says, deep suffering and affliction and grief will come upon you. The pastor must first partake of the fruit and then pass it to his flock. He must first take part of the fruit and then pass it to his flock. 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, verse 6. The husband that labors must be first partaker of the fruit. The husband that labors must be first partaker of the fruit. The pastor, beloved, should give tithes before he preaches to others to give tithes. Amen. He should live holy before he preaches holiness as a Christian standard. He should be sober before he preaches soberness. He should be prompt in his religious duties, beloved, before he insists on promptness of others. He should obey before he preaches obedience. He should believe before he preaches faith. He should sincerely before he preaches sincerely. He must be such an example